Good evening, my name is Alex Campbell.
And I'm Mark Palmer.
You're watching Dissecting Trek. So Mark, this episode opens up with the Enterprise cruising around near a sun, which has a whole bunch of solar activity going on. Solar flares and whatnot, it's fucking with their computers. Yeah, you know that we're due for a massive solar flare like right now that would knock out all of our electronics, even like batteries and generators and everything.
I mean, we've been due for like 10 years.
Yeah, I know, but we continue to be due and nothing's happening.
I mean, yeah, nothing has. They do have things in place to prevent it.
I don't think they do.
They do. I've watched the Curtis did that video.
Oh, yeah.
They have, yeah.
Link in the description.
If it doesn't succeed, though, we're fucked.
We lose everything.
Send it straight back into the dark ages, man.
But when it stopped, we would be able to repair shit, but we just lose, like, the internet. Like, everything on it would be like, and then we'd be able to fix it and get it back up online, but there'd be nothing on it.
It's not just the internet, man. It's all electronics.
Yeah, it's like car batteries, like generations, yeah, shit would explode.
There'd be riots and people would die.
It happened in like 18 diggity doo.
Imagine cops trying to do their jobs.
Yes, it would be amazing.
It would be just fucked.
Yeah, it happened in like late 1800s, where they had a few generators that like exploded and shit. So she's a coming. That'd be a nice cap off for 2020. 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
What if the electronics around the nukes and shit like gave out all the nukes got launched?
I don't think it works like that, but I mean, there was that.
To be fair, they're running on DOS computers.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking sketchy shit going on. Yeah, America's almost blown themselves up like 6 times also due to like just negligence and laziness and yeah, as you said, shitty fucking equipment.
Captain, deflectors are being hit by huge bursts of X-rays.
Yeah, so these solar flares are going on. And then we get a really weird scene, or a few scenes, with this ship, right? It's
Freighter.
Yeah, and the captain, he doesn't know what the fuck is happening.
He's fucking high as a kite, man.
I think that's what they were doing, so yeah. The basic plot of this is there's 2 civilizations, the Brekkians and the Ornarans. The Brekkians...
Cunts.
Yeah, they're straight up evil, there's no like nuance.
They're like your posh cunts.
Yeah, they were like, bourgeois, upper class, sophisticated. And then the fucking...
Orions or whatever.
Ornarans
are fucking...
yokel drug addicts.
Yokel drug addicts who believe that they are all infected with a plague.
Yeah, but in fact, there is no plague and the fucking...
It's a narcotic.
Yeah.
The cure which the Brekkians are giving to the... I can never fucking remember Ornarians.
The Brekkians and Ornarans. We can call them the posh cunts and the druggos if you want.
The posh cunts and the druggos. So
that's a lot
The posh
easier.
cunts are giving the druggos drugs.
The Ornarans recovering.
Dejan and Romus are feeling fine. In fact, too fine. Felicium's a narcotic.
Their entire like economy and infrastructure and society is just built around supplying these druggos.
I don't get about the fact so according to this way, the druggos are the smart ones who built everything, and they just give it to the Brachians so they can live a good life. But that captain's so fucking stupid that he can't figure out how to repair his own damn ship.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with that. There's a whole bunch of scenes where it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And this is like his 27th
to be
mission.
Fair, it could be the fucking like addiction to the narcotics been fucking with his head as well.
Yeah, he's coming down off withdrawal of heroin.
They think, because basically what happens is they think that when the drug starts to wear off, they start going through withdrawals, and they think that's the plague coming back. You'd think they'd be smart enough to realize that since no one's died from the plague in however many 200 years.
Yeah, no one here has ever dropped dead from it.
They just...
I guess just the source of drugs has been so constant and there's been no opportunity for that to happen. So they beam their drugs on board, they come on board, and then they fucking have like a little lightning battle. These people, these humanoids, both races who live on like different planets.
But they're in the same solar system.
Yeah, they develop lightning powers somehow. That's fine, they're aliens. Aliens have lightning powers.
Basically, the whole issue why they're fighting is because the Brachians, like everything that they were going to trade for the medicine, was on the freighter that then got blown up. It got pulled into the sun, right?
Yeah, and like the whole like transport system now is fucked. Do you think there'd be like a massive thriving like industry of like hundreds of thousands, or maybe not that many, but like thousands of ships? But it's like these freighters that are fucked and
We also
broken
don't know
down.
how well popular. Oh no, he said there's billions of people, didn't he? Or at least millions.
Yeah, I think there's at least millions. They don't say specifically, but
He
it's
says
like
millions are dying.
yeah, fair. So yeah, there's fucking millions. So yeah, why do they only have 2 fucking freighters to transport
No, they had
this?
3. There are 2 other freighters, as they said.
Yeah, you think that?
And they're all fucked.
You think that for millions of people, you think like this is crucial to both of their societies, economically and health-wise. You think they'd have like, I don't know, 1,000. Well, how many would you need for 1,000,000? You need fucking heaps, right?
You'd think so. Is that the
Because
only
they don't
form of
have warp
trade that-
speed either.
Because,
They're
because
just
they give the Brachians all of their shit, so they need to be doing regular trading with them.
yeah, and they don't have fucking warp speed.
Okay, it's clearly a plot hole.
Prime directive. Once again, this episode isn't particularly well written. You can tell the script was
I
just
still really enjoyed it. though.
bashed out. It has some cool concepts and ideas, but yeah, it's season 1 of TNG. It was
It's
bashed
shocking.
out in one draft and just fucking
Thrown out.
film it.
Really cool story, but yeah, fucking
Yeah.
shocking execution.
Freighter, we're going to lock on the tractor beam and pull you out of orbit.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah, and they're doing like the whole drug analogy. It's like an allegory for big pharma and the addiction of Americans and their dependency on sleeping pills and the immoral nature of big pharma, I guess. I don't know how much of that was going on in the 80s, but still some of it. When it first started the drug thing too, I thought it was going to be a really bad, like cheesy 80s drugs are bad message. Like,
It
you know.
really wasn't when Yar talks about it.
Yeah. I was shocked. Like, yeah, actually has a positive perspective on drugs. Or not like a positive perspective, like an
She
insight.
understands.
Yeah.
She's obviously done them before. She understands that they make you feel good. But she
actually says that. Drugs make you feel good.
They make you feel really good, she says.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, because Wesley's like,
But I don't get it.
why would people do drugs? Drugs are bad.
Wesley
Why
didn't
would
annoy me in
people
this
do
episode,
drugs?
actually.
He's barely in it.
Yeah, which is
Thank
great.
God, yeah. And yeah, she's like, you know, it's fine
She's
if
just
you're...
like, nah, drugs make you feel really good.
Yeah, fuck me, Data. Fuck me. She's basically like, you know, if everything in your life is going fucking swell and dandy, you're like, why would you do drugs? But you know, if you live in the ghetto and you're being molested and your father got shot and you're super poor, it's an escape. The idea
Or
is...
your whole race is addicted to, like, drugs
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they think it's curing a disease they'll die from.
Yeah, the idea is your life is fucking terrible and you boot up heroin and it's an escape. You actually feel happy.
Yeah, she describes it as an escape.
And she
I said,
says
how
that.
can it be as an escape? She goes, well, it's not. But you think it is. I'm like,
Mm.
holy shit, this is like, in all of media I've seen, this is probably the best explanation of drugs that I've seen.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to be like TOS, like really. Well, it was still heavy-handed, but yeah, it did show the other side of the argument, not just drugs are bad.
Which is really crazy considering when it came out.
Yeah, 1987 or something.
87 was it? I thought it was 88 or 89. But either
One
way,
of them.
still, it's around that time.
Yeah.
On my home planet, there was so much poverty and violence that for some, the only escape is through drugs.
How can a chemical substance provide an escape?
It doesn't. But it makes you think it does. You have to understand, drugs can make you feel good.
Yeah, so the... Skipping right to the end now, I don't know.
There wasn't a whole lot that happened. It was just them constantly fighting back and forth. How far into the end are you talking about when, like, Picard finds out?
Yeah, I want to talk about Picard's decision and the Prime Directive.
Well,
and
we'll talk about what he finds out first. We've already spoken about that, though, haven't we?
Yeah, so the posh cunts know what they're doing. They're purposely manipulating the Drogo's culture, and they're aware of it, and they don't give a fuck. There's no nuance. They're not like, oh, we can't survive, our economy will be destroyed. They're like, fuck, damn. Smoking their big, long Cruella de Vil cigarettes. They're not. In my mind, all these characters
I can see that.
smoking
I can
cigarettes.
totally see that. But yeah, and they're okay with it. And when Picard's all just like, well, I can't really stop this and still follow the Prime directive. So I'm not going to tell them. And they're just like, they have this smirk on their face, this smug smirk. I'm just like, fuck you. You fucking cunt.
So yeah, basically, once again, Prime Directive, they can't interfere. You guys will figure it out. Tough love. See you later. So this planet of the Druggos, they're all going to go through withdrawals, but they think they're all going to die. So their society is going to like collapse into violence, which, you know, might last for a week or two.
It'll rebuild though. Once they realize they're not going to die.
Yeah, but there's going to be some hectic shit going on.
Oh yeah, this will
because they got drugs. They got like the last batch of drugs.
And the worst part is they don't even know it's the last batch of drugs.
Yeah, but well, Picard doesn't want to fix their freighters. He's like, you can figure the freighters out on yourself. So like, oh, this is it. We can't fix the ships.
What if they just fix the ships and then keep it going?
And then the cycle continues.
I feel like he's happy to. He's pretty confident they won't figure it out by the time the withdrawals wear off.
Yeah, I guess the idea is that they sober up. But yeah, the other society, they're gonna fucking go through the worst like economic collapse
They fucking deserve it.
That's true, I guess. Well, I mean, yeah, the two characters on the ship are cunts, but it's like everyone cunts? Like children are gonna starve to death. It's gonna be like the Soviet Union.
I guess, but they should have spent this time preparing for this to inevitably happen at some point.
They now have to deal with the morality of their entire society, just like Nazi Germany or Soviet Russia.
I mean, for all we know, they might. No, actually, they definitely do not seem like they're a backup plan at all.
No,
He's like, you didn't mind when it was in your favor.
Yeah. So yeah, like you can talk about the Prime Directive all day. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But yeah, ideally,
I feel like this episode was good. It showed good and bad.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, like, if they wanted to help them, like, they could have helped them. Beverly's like, let me create a methadone type thing to get these people off the heroin and make them feel good. And Picard's like, fuck that. Like, the Federation could have come in and helped everyone.
I did think about that as well, but my main thought process on that is as soon as they find out that these guys have been deceiving them, there's going to be a war. And I think Picard was mostly like,
he says every time that humans interfere with a less developed culture, even if they have the best intentions at heart, it always goes to shit.
So true.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, that's fair. So yeah, I guess what he's saying is that even if they got methadone for this people, even if the Federation come in to help save this collapsing society, it would have all fucked up and become a mess. So he's like, fuck that, off to our next adventure.
I don't care, just go anywhere, in any direction. Fucking hell.
If you withhold those coils, you'll be disrupting the stability of both our planets.
And interfering with a trade agreement that has lasted for generations. What of your Prime Directive?
In this situation, the Prime Directive prohibits me from helping you.
That's absurd.
I knew straight away, as soon as I saw them take the injection, you see like, and shit, I'm like, and it's drugs. The second I just saw them put it in, I was like, nah, it's fucking drugs. These cunts are just addicts. I like the fact that I was able to figure it out before they told me.
I remember the episode pretty early on. I was like, something's going on, but I don't remember.
It just like a lot of the first season, I completely spaced. Like last time I watched it, Jenny was a newborn, so I guess I probably was.
She's like 35 now.
Yeah, she's older than I am.
We said Yara and I didn't do my gag. Next episode she dies.
I know. I'm actually sad about that now. You didn't care before, but now I'm just like.
She has a little character moment in this episode. Yeah. Why did she leave?
She's had a few in the last couple of episodes.
I mean, if it had kept on going, she would have had
gotten whole episodes. And shit.
Think about like Worf and all them.
Made the wrong choice.
Yeah, she did.
But yeah, yar!
Yar.
They make you feel on top of the world. You're happy, sure of yourself, in control.
But it's artificial.
It doesn't feel artificial until the drug wears off. Then you pay the price. Before you know it, you're taking the drug not to feel good, but to keep from feeling bad.
There's this great scene which really exhibits why Picard's a badass. One of the main Druggo guy, he has Riker, and he's electrocuting him, and he's like, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna melt his brains. And Picard's like,
no you won't.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not because like...
I will not be coerced.
Yeah, he's just steadfast and like he's stringent and like he commands power and authority and he's smart and he knows that it's a bluff and
he's desperate. He's just desperate. That's all it is.
And it has nothing to do with action or violence or
exactly. He knows
events.
The second that he does anything, he's fucked. So he knows that he knows that.
Yeah. Picard is just competent. That's his.
And the thing you always forget when you watch this is they're fucking Starfleet officers. They're prepared that if something goes wrong, you can die.
Yeah.
And Riker's prepared for that, and he wasn't pissed off at all.
Yeah, there was no like drama, like why'd you fucking.
And even though Picard denies it, he's like, I'm okay. Picard's just like.
Well, Franks could have given it a bit more though. He kind of.
I mean, it depends. Was he paralyzed? Maybe.
I think he's getting.
Or he was trying not to.
Electrocuted. So
he was still feeling fuzzy from it. Maybe it was just shocking his whole body.
I wanted like him to be shaking and frothing and like.
Because the way all I did was that he was just like stuck paralyzed.
He needed to be like, get it closer. Like going red in the face and like.
Talking to yourself.
Yeah. No, I'm talking to the cameraman, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, I just wanted a little bit more from him.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. More of the fucking stepping over the chair.
Yeah.
You know why he does that?
You heard he's back.
Yeah, it's his fucking back. I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was just something he did because he's fucking tall.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess it originally started with some injury and then he just kept on doing it because he's fucking
it's the Riker maneuver.
It is the Riker
Picard gets this awesome fucking ship battle and he gets his fucking
stepping over a chair.
I guess the Picard maneuver is the bit this one.
Yeah, the pulling down of the jumper. That's it.
If you refuse, this person will die.
I will not be coerced.
I will do it.
So in conclusion, I think Trek at its best is always discussing and analysing an idea, and this is a really interesting idea which they touched on quite well. I
genuinely enjoyed it. Like,
well-rounded.
I wouldn't say I was on the edge of my seat, but I was watching it. It wasn't one of those ones just like, oh my god. Like,
yeah, there are a few moments where it's like
it felt like it could have been a season 2 or 3 if it was just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a first draft of the script. They just need to.
The story was good enough to be able to come through it.
Yeah, and I guess the standout moment was Tasha Yar actually showing the positive side of drugs. Can we see a positive side of drugs? Isn't that objective? Isn't the news meant to be objective? Today, a young man on acid. Oh no, I don't know.
That's a really long speech, bro.
Yeah, I feel like at times.
Bill Hicks.
Yeah, I almost had it, and it's in Third Eye by Tool. Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy to condense, so we are all one consciousness experiencing self subjectively. There's no such thing as today, we're only an imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather. I cut in the action one here.
Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we're the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather.
I was almost there.
You were very close.
I do what I can.
I do love that speech, though.
Yeah.
They never see
drugs aren't bad. Drugs are nuanced.
It's like alcoholism, bad.
Yeah, it's good, it's bad, it's everything in between.
Smoking is bad.
I mean, it makes you look cool.
It's almost going for it, really.
I mean, the health concerns are pretty bad.
It's all bad.
It makes you look cool.
Only because it's bad.
Yeah, because you're a badass, because you don't give a fuck about cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, I don't give a fuck about cancer. Although a pipe is kind of a different thing. But
it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as bad.
Yeah, but the image of it isn't quite, I'm a badass. It's more like I'm Professor Tolkien.
No, pipe's more like you're posh.
You're old, you're an intellectual.
Wise, you're a wizard.
Yeah, which is why I have a pipe, man.
Because Alex is a wizard.
Thank you all for watching, and really how about, if you like, subscribe in the comments, tell us how we got all the facts wrong, how opinions are null and void. Thank you and good night.
Why is it always Jurassic Park?
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me around again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. He's out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be